Okay, welcome back to FTL. We're using the stealth ship today, and we are about to move on to Sector 6. Let's see, we've got a store right here and a whole bunch of scrap, so let's go check that out. Interesting. Got a crew teleporter, which is always good to have, and a Zoltan crew member, which will mean free power for one of our systems. I'm going to go ahead and buy both of those, and top off my crew. I'm going to put the Zoltan in the engine room for now. Somebody on YouTube had a good suggestion where if you have two Zoltan crew member, you can put them both in the shield room. That way, even if you don't have enough power, you will always have one level of shielding powered, which is a pretty cool little strategy. I might take advantage of that depending on whether we see any more Zoltan on this run or a future one. We come across some pirates. I don't want to board these guys because I've only got a mantis and a human that I could really use as a viable boarding party. And that's not especially durable. Took some damage to our shields there, but that's okay. Cloak to dodge that big laser blast, and now all our weapons are charged up. Took a hit to our weapons bay there. I'll send an Engie in to help fix that up. They're offering us a pretty good reward for surrendering. I'm going to take that just because I'm feeling generous. Across an Engie ship. These guys, I think it is going to be worth my time to board because they don't have a very good defensive capability. And there we go. Here we come across some more mantis. They're going to send in a boarding party. Been in my cockpit, of course, but that's alright. I'm actually just going to suck the air out of there and get my pilot out of there, so I don't have to worry about it. Even though my evasion is down to 0, I should be able to dodge things fairly well since I have cloaking. Their boarding crew is severely weakened, so this should be a pretty simple fight. Yeah, they teleport back onto their ship, which is exactly what I wanted them to do. I think since I'm doing very well on drones and there's an incoming missile, I'm gonna turn down my engine and see if I can shoot that down. No such luck. That's okay. These guys have 3 shields, so it is going to take a little bit of luck to get them down all the way. No, but we still get to do a little bit of damage. all of the defenses we have up right now, they can't really hurt me, so I'm pretty much free to pick them off at my leisure. And my gunner leveled up, which is always welcome. And they're down to 1 hit point. There we go. More borders, again, not a problem. Alright, let's check out this quest that we picked up in the last sector. Okay, we can either attack these Zoltan, or we can attempt to hail them. Let's try to hail them. Here we're given a number of options, and basically the trick to this quest is always to select the most pacifist options, so perhaps there could be a reconciliation of our ideals without war. They respond, to which we should respond with, true progress can only be achieved without bloodshed. If we do that, it turns out that this is actually a holograph projected by a Zoltan fleet. They praise us for our pacifist leanings. We get a whole bunch of scrap and a free weapon. It's a fire beam, which we're not going to use, but it's nice to have. We can sell it at a store. Let's use our stealth and access this space station undetected. There's nothing there, but we avoided a fight. These guys need some fuel to get home. We can certainly spare some, and we get a whole bunch of scrap in return. With this much scrap, there's no reason not to fully upgrade our shields. And just for the sake of it, I'm also going to upgrade our engines. So now we have almost 40% evasion and a fully powered shield system. This is very good news. That's an empty sector. Get some cash from some Zoltan researchers. Fuel for drone parts. I'm doing quite well on drone parts, so I don't need to make that trade. And I could explore this last little beacon up here, but I'd rather just move on. Our only choices are slug-controlled nebulas, so let's go to one. The nice thing is that this ship comes pre-equipped with long-range scanners, which makes navigating nebulas a lot safer. You can avoid ion storms and that sort of thing. Let's see if we can save these guys. We can. We get another human crew member who I'm just going to dismiss, but we did a good deed. Here is something we came across in my rock playthrough, I believe. We don't have any rock crew members, and I don't want to get screwed over by this, so I'm actually going to refuse to have a drink with him. He gets offended, and we get into a fight. He has a glaive beam of his own, which probably actually won't be a problem because our shields are so high level. Kind of slowly whittling away at this guy. Let's let them live and see what they have in our stores. We get a little bit of fuel, several missiles, and a little bit of scrap. Not too bad. There's a store down here. Let's go check that out. Ooh, a burst laser too. I will certainly take that. And a weapon pre-igniter as well. Let's sell the ion blast and buy that burst laser too, because that's a really great weapon to have. Let's sell this fire beam because we don't need that. And let's go ahead and sell this titanium system casing. This gives you a 15% damage to negate damage to systems. The stealth ship comes with this stock. It's nice, but again, it's one of those things that I don't think is absolutely critical. So I'm going to go ahead and sell that so I have room for the weapon pre-igniter, which with the glaive beam is just utterly broken. Fix up my ship, top off my fuel, and we are pretty much set for the rest of the game. There is pretty much nothing that can mess with us now. I need to upgrade my weapon system one or two more times to make the most use out of it, but Burst Laser 2 and Glaive Beam and Weapon Pre-Igniter is thoroughly broken. Let's go ahead and attack this guy. I think I can hit 4 rooms if I target this right, so let's do that. Didn't really get through his shields, but that's okay. Oh, and we have borders. I didn't even notice that, but they landed in the best possible place, so. And they teleport back aboard their ship. Looks like a firebomb over there, which is a little bit threatening, but not too bad. Now they're trying to jump away. I know that bomb hit me, but I'm not sure where, so I'm gonna have to send some of my crew to give the ship a once-over. Make sure there aren't any fires burning where I'm not aware of them. I think we're okay. Although that firebomb is gonna go off in my engine room. That got taken care of pretty quickly. Alright, they are down. Enough scrap that I can upgrade my weapons again. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. So now on the opening round of every fight, I'm going to be firing 5 lasers and a glaive beam. Not much is going to be able to stand up to that. Here's our first test of our new equipment layout. Very nice. Got some borders. And they're hitting my Zoltan pretty hard, so I'm going to get him out of there. Taking care of one of the borders, and the second one is not long for this world. And he teleports away. Got a hull breach there, but my Engi will get that fixed up. And they are down. Which one is my engine room guy? There he is. I'm going to buy some more reactor power before I make my next jump. I can only afford one, but that's certainly better than nothing. Come across yet another big, nasty-looking Mantis ship. But 3/4 of their health is gone within a second, so just need to keep tabs on my guy's health. It's at this point that I decide that it's better to just flee and air out my ship. There we go, the ship is down. Taking some hits in these fights, but I'm not too worried about it. And it looks like the Mantis that had boarded either teleported away or suffocated. Either way, they're no longer a problem. That's an empty sector. There's a store up here, which is good. We need to make some repairs. Go ahead and do that. We have 51 missiles. That is the most missiles I have ever seen. And you know what? I don't really think we need to dawdle around in this sector anymore. I'm going to buy one more reactor upgrade, and let's just go to the final area. And we lose a crew member, and of course it's my Zoltan, who I really enjoyed having, but that's okay. I'm going to upgrade my reactor one final time. And yeah, let's just get out of here. It's not really ideal play to leave a sector before you have to, but for the sake of making this a shorter LP, we'll just go ahead and do that. We get a store right next to us as we jump into the final sector, which is very welcome. There's not really anything we need to buy. I'm going to go ahead and sell that anti-personnel drone because I'm not going to be using him. And I think we're pretty much good after that. I have so many missiles, there's no reason not to swap to either the breach bomb or the ion bomb instead of those dual lasers. It's a tough call. They're both very good weapons. But I think for fighting the final boss, the ion bomb is a little bit more useful, because it just takes down their shielding so quickly. I actually forgot to turn it on, so it didn't come pre-charged for this fight. I'm going to go ahead and use one on their cloaking unit so they can't cloak again. Excellent. We get a really nice scrap reward for that. Let's see what I feel like spending it on. Don't need to upgrade my weapons anymore. I could use just some durability upgrades, I think. There we go. So now all of our systems can pretty much take a hit before any of them are critically disabled. And let's fight this rebel ship. It shouldn't be too hard. By waiting for that ion bomb to go off, my burst laser and glaive beam have far fewer shields to get through. We might be able to take this guy down in the opening salvo. Yep, they put a boarding drone on board, but with nobody control it, it's just a big old meat shield there. We get a free scrap recovery arm, which we don't need. And now we just have to sit here and slowly take this drone apart so I can fix that breach into my hull. Okay, that's been taken care of. I'll have my Engi go in and fix the breach. Alright, I think we're ready to take on the final boss. Here we go. Now for this fight, I'm probably not even going to send in my boarding party to deal with the missile launcher because I think I'm going to be able to destroy the ship so fast that it won't be much of a factor. And I'd really rather not lose my crew member by accident like I have before. There we go, and we took the missile launcher out immediately anyway, so that is pretty much not a factor anymore. And if they can't get their shields back up, this might be enough to take them out. Yeah, look at that. 2 volleys and it is gone. Man, I really like this loadout. This is really nice. Why not? Let's upgrade our weapons all the way. For this one, again, it's going to be the same. I'm not going to worry about the missile launcher. I think my glaive beam can take care of that. Got a boarding party in my weapons bay. That's a bit important to take care of. Man, my defense drone is doing a lousy job. Got fire in my oxygen room. Incoming super attack. My pilot's getting low in health, so I'm going to have to send him in to heal. Who's getting low? The Mantis in the cockpit. Okay. Alright, let's see if we can take this out before he does any more damage to me. Yep, there we go. Alright. We got yet another boarding drone in my cockpit, but for the time being, I'm just going to have to focus on getting all of my guys healed up. Oh, did I just lose my Engie? Yeah, I did. For some reason, he didn't quite make it. I think the oxygen didn't turn back on fast enough. Well, that's a shame. Oh, and my oxygen isn't even powered. That's why it didn't turn back on. Alright, so a small mistake there on my part, but I think we can still finish this without too much trouble. Got 2 breaches to fix in there now. That's going to take a little while. Alright, those have both been repaired. Okay, I think we are ready for the final fight. Let's go see how we do. Ion Beam almost takes out the entirety of the super shield, which is great. Gotta remember to turn on my defense drone. Just gonna fix that hole in my hull for the sake of having it fixed. Took a couple more hits there. Gotta make sure to dodge that super attack. We're not having very good luck with the ion bombs, so I'm gonna have to try and use my burst laser to get through some of these shields. And none of those hit either. Alright. More hits. Yeah, none of these ion bombs are hitting. Making this fight much more difficult than it should be. Gonna have to air out my medbay to get those fires under control. Man, I cannot hit with these ion bombs. This fight is starting to turn against me. Alright, finally did a little bit of damage. We took quite a few more hits. And we're about to have to weather a super attack, it looks like. Oh, this is getting very close. I'm starting to get worried. I'm just going to go ahead and cloak to dodge those missiles, because not going super great. Got so much fire on board my ship that effectively half of my ship is cut off from the other half. Maybe this glaive beam will turn the tide a little bit. Well, it's certainly better than nothing. And we're finally hitting with the ion bomb, which is going to make a big difference. This is going to be another super attack that we're just going to have to sit through and hope we survive. Oh, and actually that works out in our favor. Sometimes the super attack will just be a recharged super shield instead, which is great because it's not firing a million lasers at you. And I realized that I don't have defense drones because of the fire in there, but I think at this point it's just a damage race that I'm probably going to win. Yep, there we go. Just barely pulled that off. We had some bad luck at the end there with my ion bombs, which made that last form a much closer fight than I was expecting, but I didn't lose my head, and I was able to keep everything running, and we won. So that is the stealth ship. It's a lot of fun to play. It can be a little bit luck-based, just depending on what kind of drops you get early on. But we were fortunate there, and I was able to pull through. So thanks for watching. My next playthrough is going to be some sort of Type B of one of the various ships. I'm letting people on YouTube vote on that. So I will catch you guys then.